It was so. When was the last time, or not even the last time, but just a time that's memorable to you that you had really low or even terrible expectations for like a movie, a TV show, an anime, whatever it is, some visual media, and you watched it and ended up blowing your expectations out of the water, which is fantastic. So, like, what was that? Why was it so good? That kind of stuff.
So I have one.
Yeah, go for it.
And it was years ago this happened, and as soon as I say it, you're like, of course. I was talking to my cousin one day, and we were just having a normal conversation back and forth, and he goes, "Have you ever heard of The Office?" And I was like, "No, I actually haven't."
The one show you watch.
He goes, "Well, it's funny because he goes, I know you well enough." He goes, "That is a Jordan show if I've ever seen one." He goes, "I guarantee you that is a Jordan show." I'm like, "Okay, like, I'll give it a shot, you know." And so I got Netflix and I started watching it, and I was like, "This is, like episode 1 of that show is just super, super dull." I don't know if you've ever seen the pilot episode.
Oh, I've seen the first 2 seasons probably
Michael
a
Caine.
dozen times.
It's
gets me.
the first few are just kind of like, wow, like, but then the first
A lot
episode,
hate it, some love it.
Yeah, see, I'm not a fan of the first episode. The first time I saw it, but like it's kind of grown on me because I see the progression of the characters now that I've watched it like 18 times through, or whatever. But then I hit episode 2, and it was Diversity Day, and I remember I was crying. I was laughing so hard. So like that show it blew me away, and I was hooked ever since. Like I don't know, I never heard of it, or I heard of the show, but I always thought it was stupid. Until my cousin was like, "No, just give it a shot. Like, that's a Jordan show. I promise you will like it." And I was like, "All right, I'll give it a try." So episode 2, we hit Diversity Day, and he puts those cards on people's foreheads, and that guy is like, "Mr. Brown, oh, first test. I can call you that." Well, it's my name, because it's a black guy, and I'm like, "Oh my god, dude! Like, this is the perfect show. Like, it was so funny." And I don't know. Ever since then, I've been in love.
It's a great show. We were talking about it today because we were talking about how Laker Life's going to do or Ask Anything night soon. And I joked and I said, I'm going to ask the question of when 2 gay guys have sex, which one opens up to it except the other? Because that's one of my favorite quotes that Dwight has. Not only is it like a stupid, funny line, but the delivery is like he's genuinely concerned, like he wants to know.
Whose penis opens up to accept the other man's penis?
And he's genuinely like, I need to know. Like,
And then, oh my God, Toby's like, "Well, technically I am in human resources," and he was asking questions about human anatomy, but I'm just disappointed that the public school system failed him so badly.
Yep.
True.
No, it's a great show. When I kind of get back on topic, when I think of something that I was like not had high expectations for, I didn't think it was gonna be terrible. But lately it's been Free Guy. Like I thought it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be an action movie, like
I still need
good,
to see it.
decent Ryan Reynolds movie, like whatever. But when I watched it, I was like, this is actually really funny and really good.
It was worth seeing. I still think it's kind of an Ryan Reynolds movie, but it was worth watching. It was funny.
Yeah, I thought it was way funnier than
That's
I thought
true.
It was
I
going
didn't
to be.
have
I thought it was going to
high
be more of like
expectations for it.
I thought it was going to be more of like a kid, haha, this little stupid funny joke. But there was actually some hilarious scenes in that.
Chris
that
Evans
movie.
part was great.
Yes, that was so funny.
What the heck?
I definitely plan on watching it because it's out
But-
now, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Because I saw it on YouTube. It was like available for purchase on YouTube.
Yeah, you can get
it
it.
comes early sometimes.
You
there.
get it free
Yeah.
with Mint Mobile.
With what?
Mint Mobile.
Oh, great.
Every
goes, "I
episode
chose
is
a-"
weird, man.
I love how Zach's comment. "I chose a weird episode to sit in on."
You know what you come to.
I mean, to be fair, Logan started talking about that. So
That's
Yeah.
true. Logan did do that.
It
That's all
is
his
an
fault,
interesting
but-
question.
usually it's me that
Ponder the
derails
question. What
conversation.
if?
So, but no.
Ponder the question.
Sorry, I cracked myself up on that one.
What if a penis opened up to receive the
That's where my
other?
head was going. I was like, do I actually say it? Or?
Apologies. We'll move on from there.
Meanwhile, I have the
So-
tag family friendly on.
It's family friendly.
It's just anatomy, man.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's just anatomy.
You learn that in school sometimes.
yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, I guess considering the fact that in California they are teaching 4th graders about some inappropriate things there,
What's
yeah,
California?
That's California. What do you expect?
Yeah.
That's fair.
What about you, Weston? You got one?
I actually have two of them. One of which is probably going to be more surprising than the other. I'll start with
Oh yeah.
Don't let your
You can have
watch
more
hit
than one
the
if you
table,
want.
because that's
Oh,
going to be
sorry.
really loud.
the one that actually surprised a lot of people when I tell them this, but Batman Begins, the first of the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh yeah.
I walked in after having watched the old like '90s Batman movies. Let's be real, they
There's
were
so
not
much
the-
crap.
There's
you know,
so much crap in there.
You have to, keep your expectations a little lower because you've seen such of that. I know what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
I walked in with very low expectations,
Mm-hmm.
and they were just completely blown away.
Yeah.
And so as somebody who just
Really?
absolutely adores Batman, as you guys know, that's one of them that like I walked in, low expectations, fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I feel like I want to
Open
change
yourself up to the greatest trilogy of all
I
time.
kind of want to change my topic now because that just reminded me of the new
Can,
Flash
if you want.
and
trailer.
then there's a second one though that I also feel is
We'll
worth
see.
mentioning.
I know. You're Flash,
This
man.
one, this other one,
Yeah.
was one of them that I thought looked kind of boring just from the previews and the trailers that I'd seen.
Sure.
But I ended up loving it. It's one of my favorite movies now, and that was The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Oh, dude.
When I first saw it, I thought
Walter
that's
Mitty.
gonna look. That looks like a boring movie.
It's Ben Stiller.
Yeah, it was.
It's about Life magazine.
Mhm.
That actually.
The photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we watched that on a Friday night.
Yeah,
one time.
we watched it Friday.
Yep.
It's good.
Okay.
No, I like that movie.
Got you. Yeah.
That's one
That's
of
a
my
good
favorite
movie.
movies.
Yeah.
That was,
I think
that was surprisingly
That actually
good.
kind of, I don't know why that reminded me.
That really hits people weird a lot of times. They're
Yeah.
like, this movie doesn't look that interesting. Maybe a little weird. I don't think this is going to be a great movie.
Yeah.
And a lot of people watch it, and most of them, aside from Bethany Allen,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but
Yep.
we don't talk about her taste.
Yeah. Her taste
Um,
is crap.
But think of like,
My
wow, that was
favorite
actually
series being
surprisingly a
Lord of the
pretty
Rings.
good movie. I actually kind of
Mhm.
liked
Yeah.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
I think of another one. I don't know why this reminded me of it, but Inception was one for me. Like,
Really?
I went into Inception like, this is gonna be kind of a boring movie.
I knew that thing was going to be amazing.
And so we watched it at Laker Life, and I was like, this movie's awesome, and it's actually probably one of my favorite movies.
oh yeah,
Like it's so
Nolan,
good,
my
and like
friend,
that's
Nolan.
honestly like what got me into Christopher Nolan because I've seen the Batman movies before, but like those are kind of like a different.
Sure.
They're not like Nolan's actual mind piece. Like they're kind of bad.
Invincible is
Yeah.
really good, Zach.
And like so I like
Agreed.
from that point on, like the Prestige is amazing. I like Tenet. I know a lot of people kind of crap on that for some reason, but I thought that was a good movie.
Such a crazy movie.
Yeah,
It's
it was
really good.
awesome. Like I just love the like way Christopher Nolan does stuff. Like he just does these
He's so good.
crazy like
He
world
is a
building,
genius.
and it's super cool. So
Have you seen Interstellar?
yes, that one's amazing too. I love
That
it.
one I still get confused about at times. Like
Yeah, I mean,
See,
it's-
that's the
and
thing.
I
though,
don't
like,
know if it's because
that's what
I'm
makes
just,
great movies.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan. That's what it
Like,
does
am I
best.
just small brain? This is off topic, but just quick question.
No, that's tough
Or-
stuff to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
my,
theoretical.
My
anyway,
whole
too,
thing
you
is
know?
like if you were to take a stopwatch and you hit start,
Mhm.
right? When they're on the other planet, it's like what every second there is how long on Earth?
like-
the,
I
the-
think
time
like-
dilation.
it would
Yeah.
still be the stopwatch would still be moving at the same speed though. Like the time shouldn't be changing that much, and that just it confuses
It's
me.
only-
relativity
It's
there.
relativity. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
So
It only seems that way because you're there in that time. If you
Mm-hmm.
were somewhere else, it would be different
Yeah,
I don't know
because
it's
they're
just-
in different time zones because they're closer to a
because you
black
got to
hole
think
on one
about
side, you know?
think about like time zones on Earth, right? Like just on
Well,
our
time zones are
yeah, but just think
different.
about on our planet we have, it's what in the UK. What time is it right now? Like it's morning, is it?
It'd be about like 2 a.m. there.
Yeah, and like so think about that. Think about you're thousands of miles away on a different planet or billions of miles. away
Well,
on a
that's just
different
because of the time the sun will come up. Like their second is still the same as our
But
second.
here, what we're gonna say is it's relative. So you have to realize, okay, the Earth is spinning on an axis, right? Which
Yeah.
parts are spinning fastest?
The equator parts.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
part with the biggest bulge, right?
Yeah.
It's actually spinning faster.
I had to think of the word.
But is it not the same time back at
that
the
middle
one point?
piece.
the middle line
You get what I'm saying?
that divides
But
the Earth.
If you actually look at the time zones, they go all the way to the poles, right?
No, yeah, and you're
So-
right. It's just I don't know. I feel like if you were to start a stopwatch, it'd be the same exact number of seconds on that planet as it would be on Earth, and that's where my mind takes it. But anyways, back on topic.
It's all about
So,
perspective.
Jordan, sorry. If we strapped you to one of those wind turbines in the center, and then if we put you on the edge of the wing, what would you rather have?
I would rather have the edge.
Are you sure about that?
It'd be more fun of a ride, yeah.
You might also die.
Yeah, you're much more likely to die.
Yeah.
Oh, great. That's two birds with one stone. I get to have fun and I go out.
And there you go. Yes. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there because I thought it'd be funny.
Yeah.
But yes, back on topic. We were
Yeah.
talking- yeah.
So another thing that I have actually
Yeah.
is Twitch streaming.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you were asking about movies and TV shows, but this is kind of one.
That's video, something you
I went into it. My buddy was like, "Hey, you should try streaming."
absorb video.
We were playing Minecraft on PS4. He goes, "Hey, you should try streaming on Twitch." I'm like, "What the heck is that?" He goes, "Well, it's a website. People
That's when
can
you have
watch you
Tourette's.
play." Oh, I love it. I hate it. He goes, "It's a website where people will watch you play the
Apologies
game,
to those who have Tourette's.
and you can watch them play." And I'm like, people aren't gonna watch me play Minecraft. Like, that sounds like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Are the exact words I told him. I go, "That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life." Now it's my favorite thing.
It's a revolutionary idea, sir.
Dude, like, now it's my favorite thing that I do. So it
Until
definitely
you realize
that's one of those
that
things
people
that
do
blew
that
my
with sports
expectations.
every day.
Yeah, but like sports, I understood. I don't know. I never.
It's the same thing. One's digital, one's not.
No, I get it now, but
I know. It's tough for people who aren't into that thing to understand.
back
Yeah.
in 2014, when I've never heard of the website, you know,
Mhm. Sure.
it's definitely one of those things where I don't know. I have been doing it consistently now since 2017, and I can honestly say that my favorite thing that I do.
Sure.
It's the one thing that I do that I look forward to doing. So it's like going from telling him exactly that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. No one's gonna watch me play video games. To now it being, you know, my number one thing that I do. It's just kind of funny to me. Like, that's one of those things that just blew my expectations away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Dan, how about
the
you?
whole thing that started this conversation or this idea for this topic or whatever was the Stranger Things trailer that dropped not too long ago, season 4. And I remember season 1 of Stranger Things. It was, you know, it popped up on Netflix. It was all the rage. Everyone loved it. You saw it everywhere on like Line, Facebook, and everything. How great it was.
So good.
And I have a love-hate relationship with people recommending things from Netflix.
Yeah. me too.
Lots of the popular things that go on are just garbage.
Yeah.
So I was
Well, it's like Squid Game right now. Everyone's talking about that, and I haven't seen it.
and
I don't
that
have
I know
Netflix,
what
so.
Squid Game is, what happens, and I don't really want to watch it because I already know what happens.
Yeah.
But it's okay, whatever.
Mhm.
It's interesting, but like
I love
Tiger King and that crap. Oh gosh, don't.
That
get
was
started.
funny.
But
Be
no,
put behind
Stranger Things
bars.
dropped, and then it was all the rage, you know. And I'm like, I don't want. I actually had really bad expectations, and I didn't want to watch it just because of all the hype.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And then it was, I didn't work at this time,
Yeah.
and it was like getting late at night. I'm like, all right, I'll start it. I heard some good things from some of my close friends who said it was pretty good. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I trust them a bit more than normal people online, which that's probably for the best. But
Yeah. Wait, do you trust me?
Moving on.
we'll come back to that.
No,
It depends on the situation.
Stranger Things.
But,
yeah, it definitely hits different than most.
It was,
Netflix
and
shows.
it was the whole mood was just perfect too.
Yes.
Like it was nighttime, it was storming outside. I was alone, you know. It's the winter. I had a blanket on. It's cool. You know,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right, let's start this off. And it just was so phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like,
It's-
and I didn't want to go to bed. Like it was 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'm like, I want to finish this.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I went to bed, but I woke up early, like a couple hours later, got up and watched the rest of it. Like it was
Yeah.
one of the best viewing experiences that I remember for like a TV
Yeah.
show. Like that, it
Yep.
was so good.
Yep.
And like just the feeling, the storytelling, obviously the story, characters, the feeling that and the atmosphere that show gave, like right up my alley. It was so
Yeah.
good.
No, I completely agree. Like I didn't watch it on when season 1 came out because I was like, it's just like a Netflix show. I'm not like into Netflix shows. I don't like watch a whole lot of TV anyway. Like
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
at
either.
the time the only extra TV show I watched was The Flash on the CW, and like other than that I didn't watch TV. So then the reason I started watching it actually is because, and the reason I still watch it now is because it kind of holds a special place with me because I've been to a lot of those locations where they filmed it because it's literally filmed around where my grandma lives. And
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, season 3. There is a mall. It's actually like closed down now. They just closed it down this past year.
Excuse me.
But that's where they did the Starcourt Mall from season 3, and I think they're gonna use it again in 4. But I was actually in there. Like I walked around in there. I saw like the whole set, like, and I've been to like they've used Stone Mountain, which is a state park in Georgia, not too far from my grandma's house, and like a lot of the locations they use are right around where I kind of grew up, and so it's really cool. Like I love that part of it, and then so I was like, you know what? I think what got me into it was we were actually at Stone Mountain, and they were filming one of the scenes where like they were on a railroad track or something. I think it was like Steve and the kids were running or like going out to fight one of the Demogorgons or something, and they were just walking in the woods. I was like, I wonder what's filming there. And my mom was like, oh, it's Stranger Things. It's like, interesting. So I checked it out, and I watched season 1. I was like, this show's amazing.
It makes me want to watch season 1 again.
Before my season 4 sister and my dad like it.
I think we should rewatch the whole thing.
I have not. They like it. I think I might actually have it on that the hard drive. I might have the first few seasons.
I really recommend you watch it.
Yeah, it's super good.
It is really good.
So
I'll need to look when we're
I
done.
still remember when
recording.
we got to go with Dustin and
if you
we
like the 80s at
binged it
all,
first.
And was Matt Filbert there too?
Wasn't it? Yeah, they were for a little bit.
Yeah, we early morning when it dropped season 2, we binged it all in one day. It was amazing.
Yeah, I love that
And
show.
we started by watching season 1 to lead into it.
Yeah.
So you guys
I'm
just
still
watched,
bummed
like, 2 whole seasons
I'm
back to
still
back.
bummed
Yep.
my
Nice.
theory didn't come true, but that's fine. My theory of it crossing with the MCU and the fact that you Red
God.
Guardian.
No.
That was a good theory. It was a good theory.
You should definitely watch it, Jordan.
No,
Really
it's
good.
really good.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I mean, it's I don't know. I just sitting down and watching shows like new ones just hasn't been appealing to me in the longest time.
Yeah, I hit like
I get that too.
dead zones. Like you got dead spots, like with video games and TV shows and stuff. You
Yeah.
know, where I just like
That's what I'm at now.
nothing appeals to me right now.
See, and I think that's why with New World coming out, like that was it. That's pulled me in super bad too. Like I knew that's another one. I knew it was a game I was gonna like, but I've had it for 4 or 5 nights now, and I think I have 30 hours or more into it at this point. Like it's ridiculous.
Sometimes you just have to like jump into something and try it, and it'll
Just
get you
jump right
out of
into
that funk.
Yeah, and I mean that's definitely a game where because I mean I was playing No Man's Sky. I went back to that and I played that for a week or so, and then somebody bought me New World, and I'm like, holy crap! Like this is everything that I want right now. Like it just it's such a good change of pace compared to what I normally play. And I think that's it too. Is it's a change of pace. You know.
Yeah.
I think if I was a type that would be playing, like let's say RuneScape or Elder Scrolls Online or just some sort of MMO, you know, I probably wouldn't like it as much as I do. But it's the fact that this is realistically like the first MMO I've ever really gotten into.
Yeah.
And it's a change of pace compared to the survival games I've been normally playing. So that's another one. It kind of blew my like I knew it was a game I was gonna like. Like my expectations were here, you know, like pretty high, but then the game was actually up here for me.
Yeah.
Yep. That happens with lots of video games that I've played in the past, but
That actually kind of brings one up for me too. Final Fantasy. Like, I
had
been
to
obsessed with that
I had to
recently.
bother you for a while to get you to start.
Like literally, Dan was just, hey, you got to play Final Fantasy. You got to play Final Fantasy VII. I was like, I kind of want to play. I'll just wait till the remake comes out. He's like, no, if you're gonna play the remake, you have to play the original. And so like, literally probably like 3-4
That's a
months,
damn
Dan
thing.
like pushed me to.
No, I agree.
So
Yeah,
finally,
I
I'm
went
like,
at him.
all right, it's pretty cheap on the Switch. I'm gonna buy it on the Switch, and I'll start playing through it. I started playing through it. I got like, I think right to the end of Midgar, so not too far in the game. And I kind of stopped for a bit, and then Dan's like, you got to keep playing it. You got to keep going. And so I finally started I think I took like a month off or so. Got back into it, pretty much finished the whole rest of the game in a week, and was like in love with it. Like Final Fantasy VII is up there for my favorite games now. Like I love that game, and ever since then I've wanted to play the other Final Fantasy games. I know like we've talked about playing 8. I started
Final
8,
Fantasy is hands down better than Dragon Quest.
but I wanna.
It's not even a
That's
conversation.
what he's saying.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
But I want to play. Like finish 8, but we're gonna do that, weekend or whatever we do that. But yeah, and so like now I really actually care about Final Fantasy. I think I just needed that push because it's like I didn't think I never thought it was bad. Like I never had the mentality like, oh, this is gonna be terrible, because I knew they were very critically acclaimed games and everybody loves them. I think it was just so daunting for me. I was like, nah, I just don't want to play that. And then I did. I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of games that I have been like that with though too, where it's like Minecraft being one. I thought it was stupid. I actually made fun of people in high school when it came out. You know, like Zach here in chat. I knew him in high school, and
Jordan's a bully.
I actually remember like he says that he didn't play it in high school, but for some reason I specifically remember him and like a few other kids sitting at a table playing Minecraft, and I actually remember like talking to my friends like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like those guys are stupid for playing it, And now Zach and I are super close. Like I have no issue saying this publicly because we're good friends, and he knows that I'm not. I don't think he's stupid now, which I never thought he was stupid.
He said no.
I thought. See, he says that, but I remember him and like a few other people specifically. But I remember making fun of people.
You can have your opinion, Zach, but you're wrong. Just saying.
Dragon Quest is good, but it is not superior to Final Fantasy.
He says he never played it at school, but I'm convinced I remember him. But anyways, that's beside the point, I guess. I
don't like the Akira Toriyama art style either. So.
Oh, I do because I actually am. I'm not. I hate to say it because I'm not a Dragon Ball fan, but I do enjoy Dragon Ball Z. Like,
I loved it back in the day until I realized what good anime was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an anime at the time. It was just a cartoon, after school.
Yeah.
And I loved that time. It's really nostalgic, but
yeah, I don't know.
No, it's all good, man. I'm glad you enjoy it, dude.
Well, should we move on or?